So it's a brand new season, and included in this is the strangest thing I've ever seen. And it is this, basically. We've got to the final of the Suomen Cup. So yeah, I was going to say the final of the Suomen Cup final, but never mind. And yeah, the final is played on the 28th of September. We're in April. If I click on this, I mean, obviously taking all the blueness there, not quite top of the table in most of them. But click here, third to last game of the season. In a way, it kind of explains why there was a big gap at the end of last season, where I played 2 friendlies with the 14-1 and whatever. But yeah, it just seems really bizarre as to why it's so long after, you know, the actual cup competition itself, like the rest of it. As you can see, played a lot of friendlies here, a lot of success, a couple of double figures victories there, 10-1 and a 14-0. Been pretty breathtaking, to be fair. AIK beat us. It was an even game, they just snuck it at the end, but there's nothing really to go into regarding that. There is, however, a lot of transfers to go through. And first of all, this is last season, by the way. I just want to show you, obviously, that these guys here, if I can highlight them, they are the ones that are staying on from last season on loan again this season. But moving on to this season, this is our business. And yeah, you can see there's been quite a lot of activity. Not a lot of money spent as such, 4.5k, if you want to call it half. But I'm just going to go into them one by one now. I'm not going to go too much in detail in terms of all this lot, because all of them are youngsters or backup players that don't really give a shit about. But I'll show you the ones that played or featured last season. So start off with the ins. And first of all, it is this guy, and I'm really excited about this guy. I've literally got a bit of a perky on all the 15s there, all 3 of them. But even so, he just looks shit up. I got him with the intention of sending him out on loan. I offered him out on loan, and no one wanted him. So I thought, oh, all right, then I'll put him in the first team and send out one of the others on loan, because, like I said, the 2 guys, like the guys who scored all the wonder goals, especially the one who got the goal of the season last season, he's gone out on loan, and I just managed to fit him in because I thought he's very similar, and he's 18. He's an Aussie. It's coming on a free transfer, 240 quid a week, hot prospect, so I can tutor him if needs be as well. So if I get someone who's better than fairly professional, of course. But yeah, very, very pleased with him. Indeed, he comes from the FFA COE. I think that's at France, yeah, Centre of Excellence. I don't think that's a thing anymore, I want to say. It might still be, but he's still shit hot, and I'm really excited to have him in. Junior Ogbodo is next. I've got him in on loan from Enugu Rangers. Very good centre-half. Very, very tall, 6'4". Jumper reach of 17. Fantastic. Mentals could be better, but as you can see, they are kind of increasing. And technically, I don't think it was that bad. So I'm very pleased to have him in. Also signing, this time though, on a permanent from Enugu Rangers, is Uche Ado. And yeah, you can see why I've got him in, really. Got a lot of potential, of course, 20 years old. And yeah, his physicals aren't bad, to be fair. Some really high, you know, dark blue numbers there. 16s in stamina and natural fitness, which was one thing that drew me towards him. Mentally, I don't think he was bad, and technically he's decent as well. Obviously, we have a lot of room for improvement, so very happy to have him in on 400 quid a week on a rotation contract. Next, to sign this guy. I signed him last time. I think I showed you that he was going to be joining Adel Titi because of the name more than anything, but you can see he's a very good player. A lot of 11s and 12s pretty much across the board. A couple of 14s and stamina and strength, so he seemed like a bit of a no-brainer. Can play in a couple of positions as well. 675 quid a week for a good 2 years or 3 years, something like that, 2.5 years to go on his contract. But yeah, very pleased to have him in, and yeah, hoping he's going to provide us with some better depth, basically, in midfield. Next was a Tony O'Neill, which is a striker. Hasn't played for a couple of years, but I thought he looks decent. Needs some work, obviously, for such things like that. He's actually gone to Ireland for some first team football, as it were. I'm tempted to bring him back though, because he's obviously too old for the under-20s. And someone came in to loan him, but I'm getting him tutored at the minute. Once that determination goes up, I will be sending him out on loan, no question. But you can see there, pretty similar to Astron. I can't remember his name. Astrom. It's very similar to him in terms of his attributes. Still got time on his side as well, so I'm hopeful that he's going to get better with regards to that, and then hopefully his work rate will go up as well. We'll have to wait and see. But he's like more of a long-term option, but at this moment in time, 5th choice. And another player that I signed that you should have known about before is Andreas Sivertsen. And yeah, very good in terms of his physicals. It's what drew me to him. Not the tallest, so his jumping reach is never going to be that high. Technically, he's not the best in terms of like the top ones, if you like. But passing 14 and tackling 10, I didn't think was bad. It was actually 9 until that green arrow went up to make it 10. Mentally, he's not that bad neither. A lot of like 9s across the board and higher. I said 9s across the board in this area. Bravery could be a little bit higher, but still a lot of potential. 20 years old, only just gone 20 as well. I say that, no, he hasn't. He went 20 ages ago. Shut up, G. But yeah, very happy with him. Resolute character as well. So yeah, 850 quid a week. It's quite expensive for a rotation option, but still, I'm still happy to have him in. And yeah, again, depth in midfield. Next is Nadeson da Silva, goalkeeper. I brought him purely for tutoring reasons, really. Resolute personality is what drew me to him, but he's actually not bad. With the exception of these areas here. Aerial reach, command of area, and communication aren't great. But everything else isn't bad, and he's definitely a good backup at this level. It actually says he's better than Holgersen, but I'm still going to play Holgersen. But he's currently tutoring him as well, so awesome. Next in was Tobias Damptoft. That seems a little bit hard to say. He's currently going to be playing on the right-hand side. When I signed him, as only a left winger. I've been retraining him on the right. It was awkward, or might have been competent actually for him. He's now accomplished, but this is why I brought him in. He's right-footed, and I saw a bit of pace on the right, half decent at dribbling and crossing. First touch wasn't bad as well. So yeah, quite pleased. Not so pleased about these red arrows, like, but it is what it is. He's coming on 600 quid. First team contract by all accounts. He thinks he's getting his first team football, but it's rotating really. And yeah, I'll show you the rotating player shortly. And the last of the freebies was Jack Dalgard. He was signed from AAB. And yeah, decent option for the left wing alongside Bacting. They're going to be rotating. He's on a rotation contract, 600 quid a week. 3-star, potentially 4-star, 22 years old. Quite pleased to get him in. You can see kind of why I brought him in. Some decent areas in all 3 of the columns. And then finally, Norzé Dasquier. And I brought him in for the right-hand side. 4-star, 4.5-star potential. 24 years old now, approaching the end of that. He's just turned 24. Approaching the end of his potential, if you like. I didn't think it was bad. I've got him retraining as a right winger because he was obviously just a natural like right midfielder, but he's now competent at this moment in time. I'm hoping he's going to achieve accomplished it like very soon. But yeah, decent crossing, dribbling not bad, first touch not bad, but yeah, mainly his physicals impressed me, and yeah, it's mentally not terrible as well. Just a shame I can't get that determination up anymore with this sporting personality because he's too old for tutoring. Comes in 700 quid a week. First team football, coming for 4,400 quid. Thought it was a bit of a snip, really, compared to how much some people have been going for from other teams. In terms of the outs, I'm only going to highlight the ones that I've basically, well, you can see here on the right-hand side. First of all is Robin Sid. I'll try and move my head out of the way if I can remember. Yeah, basically, just on a high wages, really. I think he's gone out on loan for about 70%, I think, so about 700 quid. Couldn't sell him, no one wanted him, so it's a case of just letting him run down his contract and release him at the end of the season. John Carlson, he's the guy who scored one or 2 Thunderbolts, but I think he's the one who got the goal of the season. Just send him out on loan. Ideally, he can get better if he's playing. He can improve his game and get back into the first team when he comes back, but he's got a long way to go. Next is Joel Karlström. I'm hurting my neck doing this, but anyway. He's the one who basically I decided to send out on loan after bringing in Julian Carey. I thought that Carey looked better than him overall, which is why I sent him out. I did like his passing and vision and his work rate, but I just thought if I get him out on loan, maybe he can get some improvement as well and come back into the first team next season. We'll have to wait and see. And then finally, Yanni Ikahaimo, I think it is how it was said. Same sort of thing. Send him out on loan. Hopefully comes back better and stronger, because I do like the fact that he's quick and strong. Just could do a lot of work on his technicals, basically. In terms of finances, it's not looking good. It's approaching 700 grand in the red. We are under his budgets in terms of transfer and wage budget, so I'm going to keep it like that. I think I brought everyone I need to get in. But basically, we got given I think it was about 2.1 million quid or something for taking part in the league, and I ended up spending that straight away on improving our training facilities, just to try and get the improvement going, basically. And yeah, as a result of that, we've now got great training facilities, so that's very very good indeed. Which is why I wanted to bring that O'Neill back, just to see. I'm just having a look to see if there is actually any more scouts we can get. I don't think I can request anything else. I mean, I could ask, but the fact that we're so much in the red, I'm going to say that he's going to say no. So never mind. So in terms of dynamics, because obviously we have played some competitive games in terms of the Cup, just if room atmosphere is good, match cohesion is good, and managerial support is good. I mean, match cohesion should be maxed by the amount of friendlies we've played as well. In terms of the hierarchy, this is what it looks like now. We've got players starting to support us now. No one opposes us because obviously can see what we're doing. A couple of new influential players here, Olsen and Daskier. Yeah, very, very good to see things are happening now. Lindman is probably not going to play. I'm just keeping him around because he's the captain, and I didn't want to get rid of a team leader because he was at the time. Let him drop into a little bit less, and I'll probably look to get rid of him. I'll just let his contract go because he's okay. I've just clicked at him, so it's going to take a week to load him up for some reason. He is a bit of a utility man, but I don't know. He just doesn't. I play box to box. He's got an actual fitness stamina of 8, which doesn't suit him at all. Then you've got ball winner, tackling a 5, doesn't suit him at all. Wingers, I like fast wingers. He's got 11 and 10 pace. He's not quick enough for being a striker, plus his finishing is only 8. So he just doesn't fit the system, unfortunately. It'd be good if I played with an attacking midfield centre or an advanced playmaker, but I don't. My philosophy is box to box and ball winner. So he's never going to really get a game, but he's literally going to be like 5th choice centre midfielder this season. He's going to be playing as like the box to box if there's any to go. So, but he's a captain, and I just didn't want to disrupt him by making him not captain and everyone kicking off. So I've just decided to leave him as captain, but largely it's going to be this guy, which obviously his leadership is only 8, but he's a guy that's been here like 6 years, and if it wasn't him, it was going to be Apo Meenpa. So, and that's purely for the fact, he's on 8 as well, but it's purely for the fact that he's a team leader. That I think him and Asprink are both team leaders, so it makes sense to make them the captain. Very good player though, Meenpa this time. He actually got called up to the Finnish squad, but didn't actually play, which I'm a bit gutted about. But yeah, 4.5-star player now, arguably our best player by all accounts. He doesn't look all that, does he? Technically, doesn't look great, but yeah, very pleased with how he's performed this season. One thing I thought was very interesting is, apparently according to the business that we've done, we're actually predicted 3rd to win the league, which I didn't think was that bad a shout, really. Behind HJK, who we beat, I might say, in the semi-final, 1-0 after extra time. Like, it was a tough game. I was tempted to record that game, and I thought, well, no, because I thought the idea is to win trophies. So if I get through, I will have a look then at seeing about playing the final as the first game, because it was a potential trophy, i.e. the aim of the save. And yeah, as I said, it's gone to September, so I've had no choice to start the first game of the season. But I just saw the fact that we're beating HJK and we destroyed them in chances. How we did not win. I think we had 6 clear-cut opportunities and 7 half chances to their 1 clear-cut opportunity, which our keeper saved. I thought, here we go. Sucker punch. They're going to beat us 1-0. It didn't turn out to be. But that said, I'm really buoyed now, and I think I've got a really good chance of winning the league. I really believe that. Next episode might be different after we play this first game of the season, of course. But next episode, I'm going to play quite a few games. And we'll have more of an idea then, won't we? Right, so here we go. First game of the season, and we've got some issues. Basically, I ain't got enough Finnish players that have played up until the age of 21. Sorry, I've been in Finland until the age of 21. So I've had to literally deplete all my quality players off, if that's even the right way to put it, probably not. That English is awesome. Off the bench, basically. So Lingman, who we've been on about, saying he's only there because he's the captain, he's actually going to have to go onto the bench because he's one of the players who was eligible, basically, to cover it all. So both my wingers, backup wingers, are off the bench. I've got, like, Terpainen, who I was trying to loan out, and then I mentioned Carey's in there because I do like the look of him. I'd like to see him come on and change anything if I need it. Santos stays on the pitch as well. Astrup is finished, so he counts. Fredriksson and Hansen are 2 youngsters who are not very good. They're like 1.5-star at best. So I'm hoping it's not going to come to a part where I'm going to need to use them. So anyway, let's get into it. They're playing 4-4-2. Hopefully we can destroy them and get off to a good win. It is against FC Lahti, of course. We played them, I think, last time as well, which is a bit of a shame, but never mind. First game of the season is always shit in terms of the options you can use. Come on, show me what you can do is like the best we can say, which is a bit shit. But anyway, let's give them a team talk. They're all looking buzzing. I'm buzzing. Let's kick some ass. Right, so here we go. First game of the season. Hype. So can we get off to a good start and hopefully not you know, rude not signing enough Finnish players. I'm absolutely devastated. I think when the next window comes in, I think I'll look to maybe replace some of the older players with younger Finnish players, maybe that you know, that can actually do a job. I'll have to wait and see. But here's Kanth, played wide to Jonathan, played in. Captina, it's a bit of a mix-up, and it's hit the post, an empty goal. Jonathan scores, and this is a bad start, really. To say how well we've done in the Cup, I think we had actually FC Lahti in here. I might be wrong, and we destroyed them. Then again, it might have been someone completely different, probably was. Yeah, devastated. Right, can we hit back? Mainpa finds Simonson. Mainpa, square to Sivitsen. Titi, or Titi, rather. I need to say it correctly, which I know it's probably Titi. But Titi sounds far better. But anyway, it's played over the top. Agboda heads away. Now it's backed in. Titi, long punt forward. It's intercepted by Leto. Now it's Ad. Jonathan, the goal scorer, finds Mäkinen. Plays a loose ball, but Sadat somehow gets on it, and it's 2-0. What the fuck is going on? Right, I said show some passion about 5 minutes ago. Hopefully we can try and at least get one back. But this is surprising. The way we've performed has been fantastic, and we deserve at least a goal here. Come on. Dasker, man, that's shite. Right, I've just said push forward. Can we get a goal? It's, 35 minutes, 37 minutes, call it. Mäkinen nearly loses it. It's back with Siskovski. Leto. Long hoof downfield. We should be winning that. We don't. Stenio, Mäkinen. Surely Mainpay should be getting on that. Jonathan finds Ade. Now it's Stenio. Gives it away. Capina, long punt forward. And Simonson's in behind. He's got options. Square. He just find him. And there we go. 2-1. Comeback's on. Come on. Olsen with a goal. Get praise. I can't because apparently I haven't said push forward yet. Fantastic. Can we get another goal? Simonson. Square it, mate. Square it. He does. It's a terrible ball and it's cleared away. Comes all the way back to Mainpa. Sivitsen. Plays it forward. Dasker Simonson! It's there! 2-2. Come on. Definitely get praised, son. Fantastic stuff. Right, there's a chance just before half-time. I'm so glad we got back to level pegging, but we need to hold on. As the ball is played over, he looked offside to me, but apparently not. Load of shit. Right, so I'm going to be aggressive, and I'm going to say expect to see a better showing. Down straight, son. Mainpa, you've been equally as shit. I'm not happy with your performance neither. Full sea of green. That's all I can ask. We're going to go out there and kick some ass. And I'm a poet and I don't even know it. Right, here we go. Highlight time. I'm thinking about making a change. But it's a terrible header. Mantia's played absolutely shite. Stenio's on it. It's in a wide position. Good across and finding the one man. Oh, Helgeson with a great save. Fantastic stuff. I expected the net to bulge. Unlike my pants. But anyway. Right, so I've made some changes. And I'm restricted in that as well. Because I've tried to take off a Finnish player and put in a foreigner. It won't let me. So here we go. Simonson. I brought on Astrom. He's one of those players. He's come on for Olsen. Right, here we go. Kokainen. Very hard to say. Mäkinen plays it wide. Should be won by Dasker, and it is. He's one of the top performers for us so far, but not with passes like that. Mäkinen can't give it away this time. Kanth to Jonathan, scorer of the first goal. Kanth plays it forward again. Nice little 1-2 with Jonathan. Jonathan got 2 in the box. Finds Steno. It's hit the bar. Holgerson gratefully clutches it. We are getting away with it somewhat. Right, here we go. Spado Mantia backed in. Headed in by Astrom. Get in, you motherfucker. Get praise, son. I'm going to make another change. I brought on Santos up front. Astrom moving across to the right. Simonson's gone to right wing. And Dasker's come off. Simonson was a little bit fitter. They were playing just as well as each other. Can we push on for a winner? Backed in. It's a terrible ball. It's cleared away. Stenio, it's 2v2 at the minute. Ada. Get a tackle in, TT. No, Stenio!
No, Stenio!
What the hell was that save attempt, Holgerson? You gimp. And not a single highlight after that point. And we lose his first game of the season. It's devastating that. I'm going to have a look at the rules and shit again because that's going to be hard for us, is that? Absolutely disgusting that we've lost his first game of the season. At home as well. I mean, I'm probably in the way here. He doesn't look that good at all. But apparently he's the best player in the world. Disappointing, boys. Absolutely disappointing. Because I don't know how I'm going to resolve the situation. There was actually some decent performance there, but defence really let us down there. So there's me saying, oh, I think it was a good chance of winning the league, and we lose to FC Lahti, who I think finished 4th last season. Disappointing. We are going to come back. I'm going to play a massive chunk of the season, because I want to get through it. So I think we're going to come back for the HJK game later on in the season. We've already had a game against them that you didn't see. We won narrowly. Made me really enthused for the season ahead. And then we lose to FC Lahti, first game of the season. Some rules to think about. I'm going to see about maybe getting a couple of loan players in if I can. I don't know if I can. I think the transfer window has passed. So we're kind of stuck with what we've got, I think. But we'll look into it. Maybe I can get some freebies in that are actually decent. But we'll finish. We'll have to wait and see. But hopefully you can join us for the next one regardless. In a while's time, basically, we've gone into this game. And until then, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.